Greetings, my name is Paula Sloboda. I'm a registered nurse, nutritionist, therapeutic chef, certified diabetes educator, and board certified nurse coach. And I'm pleased to be here with the Native American Partnership for Health and Wellness Promotion to talk about nutrition education. I'd like to begin by sharing some of my thoughts on food and nutrition that influence my nutrition philosophy. I really believe in eating real whole foods. These foods bring not only energy to the body, but they also form the fiber of our being. They provide the building blocks. The nutrients that we consume provide the building blocks of our tissues. And since we are mostly water, it's really important that we bring in enough fluids, mostly water, to support healthy cells. Healthy cells build healthy tissues. Healthy tissues build healthy organs. Healthy organs make for healthy systems in the body. And when these healthy systems interact with each other, then we have good life functions, we have a vibrant life. Food is also one of the ways that we directly interface with our environment. Our digestive system is a long, hollow tube that goes right through the center of our body. And when we take in water or food especially food that we grow from our garden, I think about this a lot. We're taking in nutrients from those foods and also nutrients from the land where those foods were grown. I want to invite you to see food not only as energy, but also as a healing modality. The nutrients that we take in through the food that we're eating provide the building blocks to repair tissue, to build tissue for growth, to help with enzymatic reactions in the body, so that's sort of the spark of life. So food is so much more than just energy. Since most of the body is water, we're going to start with water as the most essential nutrient. Water performs many functions within the body, including carrying nutrients and oxygen to cells. Blood is mostly water, so we can't get oxygen to cells without having blood to carry, and blood is mostly water. Water helps to dissolve minerals and other nutrients so they can be transported throughout the body. Water actually cushions body organs and tissues. Water helps us to move by lubricating our joints. Water helps us to regulate our body temperatures. We sweat, and when we sweat, the water on our skin helps to cool us. Water is a necessary component for helping to eliminate toxins. We get toxins through both our own metabolic processes and also through toxins that we get exposed to through the environment, and our body is beautifully designed to eliminate toxins, but we need water to do that. So our kidneys and our liver need water to help flush out waste products. And speaking of waste products, water is one of the best ways to help prevent constipation. Water and fiber work together to support healthy elimination. So without enough water, constipation can occur. Our tissues in our mouth, eyes, and nose require moisture to be healthy, and water helps to keep those tissues healthy. So grab your water bottle and let's take a sip. So how much water do we need? You have probably heard 8 8-ounce glasses a day. So this is from the Mayo Clinic, and the recommendation is 15.5 cups of fluid a day for men, 11.5 cups of fluids a day for women, and they're really looking at body size with this recommendation. Now keep in mind that 20% of the water that we take in can come from water-rich vegetables and fruits, and so this is another great reason to Make sure you have some of those in your diet. When we're thinking about water, we're also needing to think about the kinds of beverages that can lead us to lose fluids. And those would be things like caffeinated beverages, including coffee and caffeinated teas and sodas. So water needs are not just recommended based on size, but also by activity. So when we exercise, we lose more water. We're breathing, so we lose water in that way. And then also we're sweating, so we need to increase our water when we exercise. If the temperature is hot or humid, we're going to sweat, so we need more water. If we are living in a high altitude, our water needs increase. During pregnancy and breastfeeding, water needs increase. During pregnancy, blood volume doubles, so you can see where you need more water. And our overall health conditions do influence our water needs as well. So any kind of condition in which the body is losing fluid, like when someone has a fever and they're sweating, or vomiting or diarrhea, that's going to increase the need for fluids. And in those kinds of conditions, you definitely want to check with your doctor and see what they recommend. In addition to water, they may recommend oral rehydration solutions. Other kinds of conditions that can increase fluid intake needs would be things like a bladder infection or urinary tract stones, kidney stones. Again, things that would need some treatment by a doctor. So foods that are more than 80% water by weight are listed here. And some of these are easy to guess, like watermelon. It has water right in its name. Fruits and vegetables also contain fiber, which is a super helpful nutrient for helping with blood sugar regulation because it slows the release of sugars in the food that we're eating. And this allows the body to process the sugar without sharp rises in blood sugar. Fiber, along with water, promotes healthy elimination and prevents constipation. So when we eat vegetables and fruits, we're getting water and fiber in the right proportion to help us with healthy elimination. These are also foods that are very rich in vitamins, minerals, and plant healing compounds, and those promote health in every cell in the body. So once again, grab your water bottle and take a sip. Not everyone enjoys drinking water, and many of us do not get enough water. So here are some strategies for increasing water intake. One of the most important tools for making any dietary change is creating awareness. So tracking water consumption requires someone to pay attention to the water they're taking in. And that's the very first step to being able to increase your water consumption. I also recommend using a clear water bottle so you can really see how much water you're taking in. It reminds you to take another sip of water. Pay attention to what your water preferences are. You can experiment and see. Some people love ice cold water. Other people like fizzy water, carbonated water. Some people like still water. Some people like to flavor their water. And you can flavor water using fruit, vegetables, herbs, citrus pills like orange pills or lemon pills that you might throw away. You can put those in your water. Frozen fruit is a great addition to water because it cools the water, and once you've consumed all the water, then you get the little treat of a piece of fruit at the bottom. Herbs that are easy to grow, or they may actually just grow wild in your area, are another wonderful addition, and I like to use mint. Now, what about soda? Soda does contain water, but it also contains caffeine, which promotes water loss. And then it also oftentimes contains high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is broken down by the liver And this is different than, when we eat fructose that comes naturally in fruit, because fructose that comes naturally in fruit has fiber with it, and fiber helps to release the fructose more slowly into the bloodstream, and this enables the liver to process that fructose effectively, either turning it into stored sugar or releasing it for energy. When we consume when we consume soda, there is no fiber. So the liver cannot convert the fructose effectively, and another pathway for metabolizing or breaking down that sugar is activated, and what happens is it's turned into fat. This is the very low density lipids, also known as bad cholesterol. Fat can be deposited in the liver. It also can be released into the bloodstream, and this is not good for our veins and arteries. It promotes heart disease. Also, when we take in a large amount of sugar through the form of high fructose corn syrup or other kinds of sweeteners that are added to sodas, the pancreas releases a lot of insulin in response to that high blood sugar level. And over time, with large amounts of insulin being released frequently, the cells in the body begin to become less responsive to insulin. This contributes to something we call insulin resistance, and that condition often occurs before or along with the development of type 2 diabetes. So what about diet sodas and artificial sweeteners? Although artificial sweeteners do not raise blood sugar like high fructose corn syrup or other kinds of sweeteners, they do have some negative effects on the body. Artificial sweeteners are much sweeter than naturally occurring sugars, and when we consume them, our sweet meter in our palate becomes accustomed to a very high degree of sweetness. So in other words, if our perception of what is sweet is set by artificial sweeteners, many foods that have sugar in them occurring naturally, like fruit, will not be enjoyed or tasted as sweet because we cannot perceive the sweetness of the naturally occurring sugars. Also, artificial sweeteners do promote a rise in insulin and a stimulation of our appetite, so that diet soda may lead to eating more food, and this contributes to weight gain. Some artificial sweeteners can also impact liver function. So we've been talking about water and the importance of water, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about the signs and symptoms of dehydration. So if we don't have enough water, we can experience this. And in adults, this is from the Mayo Clinic, the signs and symptoms of dehydration. We can see extreme thirst, less frequent urination, and dark-colored urine. Fatigue, dizziness, and confusion can also occur. So when you're working with someone and they have these symptoms, fatigue, dizziness, and confusion, it's always helpful to ask them about their water consumption. Are they drinking water? Have they got enough water? In little ones who can't tell us, we can look at the condition of their mouth, and signs and symptoms of dehydration in a little one would be dry mouth and tongue. They might not have any tears when they're crying. This is a really extreme form of dehydration if you have no tears. You want to look for a wet diaper every 3 hours. A baby that is also extremely dehydrated, you might see sunken eyes and cheeks, and if they have, they're really tiny and they have a soft spot in their skull still, that can be sunken as well. And you might see listlessness and irritability. In conclusion, I want to encourage you to drink water. Water is life, and I want to thank you for your time and attention.